Hey, beautiful. What you might not yet have been told is when you're going through a spiritual awakening, what comes as a result of that is ascension. Ascension is like it's growth spurts, just like we don't grow from 1 month old to 48 years old in one day. We do it gradually over time. Every year, we grow a little bit older. Ascension is the same. Every month with the new moon, you are going to have ascension symptoms. Depending on where you're at, and how you ascend and what you've come here to ascend with, it's going to be slightly different. So when you're going through spiritual ascension, what you're going to have to do if you are not engaged in an active lifestyle of practicing and processing your spirituality, having your process facilitated professionally by a spiritual teacher or a guide to teach you how to do these things, you are going to have to get someone experienced or professional toward your relationship. For those of you who are married and in long term relationships, because when we go through a spiritual ascension, we also have to go through an ego death. The shadow work that we need to do is associated with the ego. The ego is not so eager to ascend because the ego is afraid of being left behind. And guess what the ego is a physical manifestation of? Guess which part of your life represents your ego? Your divine masculine. Whether you are the man or the woman going through an ascension, if you're a man going through the ascension, and you are in a relationship with the feminine, your female counterpart is your divine masculine. If you're going through an ascension, a spiritual awakening, and if you've gone through a spiritual awakening and you're ascending and your partner is the same sex, they're your divine counterpart, because within a dynamic, the one person experiences the shift consciously and the other one unconsciously. The other one takes a little more time. I am the divine feminine. I'm always way ahead energetically. So you guys are going to have somebody ward your relationship whilst you're going through your ascension. Otherwise, you are constantly going to have your partners will be the way in which you come under attack, psychic attack, very often. Okay. If you are doing if you're doing process work where you are learning how to embody your energy and your gifts and manipulate the energy that is all that is you, and how to ascend and upgrade and release, basically go through your initiations where you support your ego to go through its deaths and its rebirths. If you're not doing that actively, if that is not a part of your lifestyle, you are going to have to purchase a ward at least quarterly, 3 times a year. So get in touch with a spiritual practitioner to do that. This is why I always recommend, when people come to me, do coaching sessions with me where I take you through your process. Because if you learn how to ascend, if you learn how to actively integrate your spiritual work, you automatically, you elevate, you're stronger, you don't need wards. And besides, you'll know what to do next time when you notice certain symptoms. But in the beginning of your process anyway, you'll probably need that extra support where you get a spiritual practitioner, the person you trust, or that has been led to you, that you've been guided to on your journey. Because if you're going through a spiritual awakening, you have those people that come onto your path that you've been assigned to at the right time. You need to get your wards from them. Whatever, they can call it different things, they can have different terms for it, but it protects and it holds and it supports and facilitates the relationship whilst you're ascending. Okay. It's just how it works. It is what it is. Eventually you will be in your power, in your strength. You would have grown enough to be able to be in a place where you no longer need that, and except for unusual or extreme circumstances that might arise, and that could happen for a number of reasons. Am I making sense? So your relationship will come under attack. And if you don't have a relationship, it'll be one of your children. Because when you're starting, when they can no longer feed off of you, when you are no longer allowing energetic parasites and vampires, vampiric energy entities to feed off of you, most of you are. It's like just like you have parasites and bacteria everywhere in your body. Unless you're actively doing detoxes to get rid of it, most of you are being fed off of. Um, most of us are, because we're unconscious about it. Same thing. So, um, same thing as parasites and bacteria and all of that. So, when you're growing, for example, if you were to gain weight, if a pregnancy was not over a couple of months and the skin did not have the capacity to produce new cells so that you can get bigger, your tummy would your skin would just burst. It'll pop open because your skin will stretch so much that there'd be no room for your belly. The skin's capacity to reproduce new cells constantly so that it can hold a bigger abdomen is the same as what process work does. It increases your capacity, your spiritual capacity. All right. So it'll make sense for those who it's meant to make sense for.